Hi, guys. Welcome to Monday Night Talk Crypto and Web3. Wow, what a year it's been. It was the best of years. It was the worst of years, to be very Dickens. We started off with an absolutely fantastic run. Ethereum was doing really well. All the markets were really pumped. And then it just turned into one complete shit show after another, to be quite blunt. We've seen some pretty big companies collapse this year, most notably FTX. That has been the big drama that has everybody talking. The reasons mostly being that, aside from the political party involvement with all of that fiasco, there is a lot of talk that FTX basically was a setup, I guess you could say, to make crypto look pretty bad and to bring in more regulations. So that's what everybody is expecting is going to happen out of all of that fiasco. And so heading into 2023, do not be surprised if people are a little bit more reserved about what they get involved with crypto. Certainly heading into the new year, knowing that regulations are coming, whether we like them or not. Those are some of the things that you're going to be wanting to look for when you're getting involved in a crypto in the next year. Make sure that they've done their homework. If they are registered with government agencies that are applicable for whichever area that they are trying to use crypto for. There's a number of different agencies that may be involved, such as FinCEN. So make sure to look for those. So we have a big year coming up for anybody who's involved with PARAWERX. You guys know that we have a pretty exciting year ahead. Our CEO, Lee Tullison, is on his way to the Middle East right now for discussions over there. Are they related to the project or are they related to his defense job? That remains to be seen, but I know that all fingers are crossed that this is going to be some very big, exciting news for Para coming soon. He has told us to be ready for a big January, so I'm sure that we're going to see some very exciting things out the gate early in the new year. The most anticipated, of course, being the DAG, which we know is already built. We know that there are wallets that exist on the DAG and that they are doing transactions between one another. We're just waiting for the user interfaces to be prettied up a little bit, especially for the DAG scanner, so that the public can actually see these transactions happening in real time, the same way that you would with Etherscan or CrowScan or one of those other scan observing platforms. So something similar to that coming very soon, and we're just waiting to see when that happens. So one of the things that I wanted to show today was going to be the Para Pros that were launched across this weekend. Really exciting stuff. If you're into NFTs, you're probably familiar with staking NFTs themselves. That's something that a lot of projects are offering now. Para has a really unique platform for their NFTs in that you can stake your NFTs, but they work as an amplifier for your Para tokens that you stake on the platform. So basically, what happens is if you are to stake one of the original series of NFTs were the Para Preppers, and if you were to stake those, each NFT would give you a multiplier of 5% in the reward pool, and you can stake a maximum of 20 NFTs for a total of 100%. And basically, what it means, it's not that you're actually increasing the amount of tokens that you hold. It's the way that they will act when they're in the reward pool. So for 20 older Para Prepper NFTs, 100% amplifier on your tokens. So if you put in 10 million tokens, they will now act as if you have 20 million tokens in the staking pool. The new series that we've released across this weekend, I'm very, very excited about because they're just so freaking awesome. I know everybody who has one is so excited about them, are the Alpha Unit. I'm going to bring my screen up so I can show you guys these because they're absolutely awesome. Our Pro collection. Here we go. So hopefully you guys can see this. So looking here on OpenSea, for those of you who aren't familiar, OpenSea.io. If you go to OpenSea and you do a search for ParaPro, you can see that name here, ParaPro. It will take you to the Alpha Unit. And just looking at these guys, they are absolutely insane. The detail in these, and I have seen a lot of 3D NFTs, but I have not seen anything that comes even remotely close to the detail that are in these bad boys. Let's take a look. I was going to show you guys mine, but I think I want to show you. You know what my favorite? I like the ghillie suits. So I'm going to open one of these up to show you. One of the unique things about the Alpha Unit is that almost every NFT has something unique. There are only 100 NFTs in the Alpha Unit series, and each one has something that's just a little different to every other one. So even though some of the traits are more rare than others, there are just other little things that make them different. For example, I noticed that somebody just minted this one here, number 33. Just his stance. And I know that stance isn't actually registered as a trait, but there are just little things like that that are kind of hidden within the series. Like his stance is different to every other Alpha Unit stance. There's some other really cool things to watch out for. There is, it has not been minted yet, but I will let you guys in on a little secret. So the way that the backgrounds work that you may be able to notice if you take a look, these are in order from first minted to most latest minted. When my screen decides to show them back up again, because it's running a little slow today. But so each NFT is part of a squad. So there are 10 in each squad. So obviously starting, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 have this misty green background. So they're part of one squad. And then we get up to the next, which is this, I think it's the barbed wire background. It's a little hard for me to see without my glasses right now. So they belong to a squad. There is one Alpha Unit guy who has a background that is similar to the rest of his squad, but it is uniquely different. And he is the only one out of the 100 alphas to have that particular background. I'm not going to tell you guys which number it is, but I will tell you that if we're up to number 33, he is due to show up very soon. So if you haven't got one yet and you're thinking about it, pretty soon is going to be the time you might get that one who has a very special, unique background. So let's talk about what these guys actually do. I want to show some more while I'm just loading up here. So just like the ParaPreppers, which are stakeable along with your tokens for a multiplier, the alphas are also stakeable and work as a multiplier. Now, each one of these bad boys is worth a 50% amplifier on your tokens. There is a limit of 2 per wallet. Obviously, 2 times 50, a 100% amplifier on your tokens. So that is what makes these guys so valuable. Now, having said that, with a high value return on your staking, obviously they come with a little bit of a initial investment price. The public price for these is 1 ETH, which as of today must be holidays because I actually have not looked at what 1 ETH is worth today. Let's have a look on my screen. $1,225. So a little bit of an investment, but if you consider the returns that you can get for your staking, if you hold one of these in your wallet, definitely, if it's something that you can budget, it's definitely well worth it. And I know that I was going to sell my husband's truck to get a couple of these. It's like, yeah, you can if you want, but fortunately, I managed to come up with another way. But it was so worth it. I was like, I will sell the truck to get two of these. They're just too badass to miss out on. So let me show you how to get your hands on these. Still sharing my screen here. Okay, what you're going to want to do is go to PARAWERX.com. Now, I know that our website has always been para.global, and it still actually is, but for those of you who aren't using or used to using .global extensions or blah, 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 to keep it simpler, you can, as I have just shown you, type in PARAWERX.com, and it will forward you to ParaGlobal, which is our website. It's a little easier for some people to remember, PARAWERX.com. Takes you to our main site here, ParaGlobal. So when you get here, you notice that the top of the website has the alpha unit minting. You just simply press on mint now. Give it a moment. It'll tell you there are 66 remaining. You'll just press up here to connect your wallet. And once you've selected that, just press mint. Very, very simple. To see them, the easiest way that I find is simply by going to OpenSea and connect your wallet. So in OpenSea, you would just go here to OpenSea. You would click on the wallet here. Obviously, I'm already connected, but if you weren't, it would give the option to select which kind of wallet you're trying to connect to. So like a MetaMask or Trust Wallet, etc. And then if you click on the little colored circle, it will show you what you have in your wallet. So you can see I have one of these alphas and a bunch of the older preppers. These are the original series. So you can see that we've gone from having a very fun cartoony series to a super high-tech 3D series. And one of the things that you might also notice about these is that they have gaming right here. So I have been asked about that, and I have confirmed with the artist that although these are not wired yet for gaming, they definitely have the ability to be. And so at any time in future, if you have one of these, it may very well have the ability to be dropped into a game, and you would use the character that you own the NFT to, which is really exciting. So hopefully that's something that we might see in 2023. So I'm looking forward to that. I should go to YouTube and see if you guys have any questions that you want to ask, because sometimes I get a little bit of overlap when I'm trying to stream and run YouTube at the same time. So let me just head over there at the same time. So you can see that happens. I get like a replay. Number 16 is the best, Alex says. Gee, I wonder why. So hi to everybody who joined the room. Hi to Kruger, Alex Crypto for Starters, Crypto AJ in the house, Yabba Dabba. Awesome. I hope you guys have all managed to pick up a Para Prepper. They're super, the Para Pro, keep calling them preppers, the Alpha series. They're so awesome. So one of the reasons why there are only 100 of these available right now is that unlike most NFTs that are on the market, you may notice that because these are so intricate, they are not computer generated by any means. They are actually created piece by piece. The artist selects the different properties and puts them together, and it's all done manually. So that is why these do take an awfully long time to generate, because it's not AI. It's all built with love by hand by our amazing artist, James. So that is why there are 100 available right now. Will there be other units in the future? I'm sure they will. Being that these are the alphas, I'm sure you can expect to see betas and others coming in the near future. But given how long these actually take to generate, it may take some time for those. So try to pick up an alpha while you can, because we don't know how long before we see the next series. It could be 6 months, could be longer. I don't know. I don't want to put him under any pressure by giving any kind of time frame, but yeah, just something to really consider. Like a lot of people say, oh, I get into NFTs for the art, yada yada, but it's a lot of it is actually just generative. So I guess that comes down to the big question: is AI art really art? Is it what you get out of it, or how you feel about it that makes it valuable? But I can tell you guys that when you're looking at these, there is a lot of time and a lot of love in each one of them. So they're just awesome. I do know that one of the things that some people have been asking is that the names for the firearms. So, because I was the person who was in charge of identifying all the traits, again, because they're not computer generated, I guess when the artist was putting them together, they did not make a list of which elements would be in each NFT. And so I had to go and manually check every NFT to find out what was in there. And being that I was not the person who created them, I did not know what the various names of all the different firearms are. I know that there are some vectors that you guys are saying are part of a very popular online game, and I forget what it is already because I'm just not a gamer these days. But so there are specific firearms in there that really do exist or exist in other games, and so those still remain to be identified. I'm sure that that will happen in the near future, and keeping in mind that traits are easily updated in the JSON file. It's just a matter of sitting down and identifying which firearms are there. I did generically name them like AAA, BBB, and all the way through, I think got out to like RRR. So whatever number that is in the alphabet, I think R is like the 18th, 19th letter of the alphabet. So there's probably like 20 different firearms that these guys have. Of course, they also have knives and other things aside from the firearms that they hold. And if you look really carefully, you can find those in your NFT, like the cyclone knives and things like that. Some of them have two cyclone knives, but it's a little bit like a Where's Wally game when you get them and you open them up and you can try to find all the different traits that are hidden in there. A lot of guys that have been in the service have commented that the accuracy of the graphics, things like the frag grenades, the smoke grenades, if you zoom in on them, you can actually see the lettering and everything is exactly as they would appear in real life. So just the attention to detail, again, super phenomenal. Really, really awesome stuff. So I'm going to do a refresh on YouTube and see if you guys have any questions about this. Is there anything else I want to share about the alpha unit? Any inside information? There are some coming up that are in a woodland background. And that's kind of a funny story too. So I noticed, being a digital artist myself, that the background of these particular alphas, so it's a woodlands background with a lot of trees, and there is a light source, which, if you know anything about lighting, you can tell that this light source, being the sun, is very low in the sky. So you can tell that this is like a just in the morning, like dawn type of setting. And I thought it would be a little bit cheeky. And I've actually titled the backgrounds of those morning wood. And I wanted to see if I could get that past the rest of the team and the staff, and nobody picked up on it. So they are actually called that. So I thought that was just a little bit of humor that you guys might find enjoyable if you manage to score a morning wood NFT. But that's just my kind of my humor. So don't mind me, guys. I hope you find it fun as well. So those are the alphas, and yeah, I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I might want to mention about those, but I think I pretty much covered it. Oh, one of the other things that I did want to mention is that 25% of all the sales from the alpha collection will go to buybacks of Para token. So that's fantastic. And 100% of the profits go directly to fund the project and utility development. So that is also really exciting. We have so much coming up, and it does take a lot to fund it all. I know that we have at least 3 new programmers coming on board in-house, and they're mostly, I imagine, going to be focused on the DAG and getting that up and ready for retail point of service. For those of you who are watching that aren't familiar, basically what it is, the DAG is beyond blockchain. That is something that can slip underneath another blockchain and carry it across to a point of sale. So basically what that means for you as a holder of any particular crypto, especially the top cryptos that are going to be coming on board at the release, which, obviously are going to be the big ones, Bitcoin, Ethereum, like that. Let's just say, for example, you wanted to buy some gas and groceries. You go to the store and you would have an app on your phone that you select which blockchain that you prefer to pay with. So if you're a Bitcoin maxi, you would select Bitcoin. If you're like Ethereum, you could choose that. If it's Solana, Doge, whatever, you just choose the one that you like to pay with, and then scan it right there, just like you would right now with Google Pay or Apple Pay. And so you could pay with crypto. So that's something that Para has already built, the DAG system, and they do have retailers on board. Of course, we haven't released the names of who those retailers are yet, but we do know that there is a particularly big one with 10,000 retail outlets around the country. So your guess is as good as mine who that is, but you can imagine what we're all thinking. So that's a really, really exciting something that's going to be coming in 2023. Q just joined the chat and he said that the first thing he heard was morning wood. Yeah, see, that was my fault. No, it's one of the backgrounds on the alpha unit. That's what I named it, because the sun is rising in the dawn and it's coming through the woods that the alpha unit are situated in the forest. So just a little fun something from me. So is there anything else in crypto that you guys want to talk about? I was going to take some requests and see if there's anything that you guys are interested in talking about. Lots of stuff happening out there. The biggest one, I think right now, aside from the SBF, is no, it does not have to be Para. We can talk about anything you want, Q. One of the big things that has been really concerning for me, and one of the reasons why I'm so excited about Para right now, is because of this SBF and regulations. A lot of people are thinking that that might be a cue for bringing in CBDCs, centralized banking digital currency. And so that is quite concerning if you do your study, and I'm probably going to do another show just about CBDCs because it's really involved, and there's a lot of information that's already out there, and I could easily cover like a whole hour talking about those. But basically, the idea of having everybody's currency as digital has some really interesting and definitely some very scary ramifications. So I'm thinking that I'll probably do a show about those. But the reason that makes me excited about Para is because Para is something that, when it is up and running with the DAG, because it allows people to use their chosen crypto in a real world environment, it's a platform that basically could save DeFi, I guess is the best way to put it. Because Para are working themselves to be regulated, it's kind of like being a middleman between not having to be fully regulated, but the company being regulated to allow the users to still hold on to their DeFi. And I think that's very, very important going forward into 2023. When ETH horses. All right. So that is something that I know is still being worked on right now. The company has been doing a restructure for anybody who is into Lazy World. They did have some issues in late 2022. They had particularly an issue with their staking barn for their crow horses. And what happened was that somebody or a couple of persons, I guess, because, misery loves company and scammers love to hang out together. So a couple of people found an exploit on their crow staking and basically exploited it and took a lot of money out of that system. And so that was very unfortunate. They had to close down the crow staking barn, and they just had to basically like restructure their whole world because so many parts of that world were based off of that barn. They had not just the horses that were in the staking barn, but they had like barn cats. They were an amplifier for those. There was like so many. They had so many different NFTs that were doing different functions within that world. So when this exploit happened, they basically had to like go back, take it down, and change everything up, which is really, really unfortunate for that project because they're great people. And it just, yeah, it couldn't have come at a worse time because they had just gotten ready to start releasing their Ethereum side of the project and then kind of put that on hold to deal with the Crow side of the project. But I do know that things are going ahead. I can't say when that's going to be because I haven't heard anything from them about when we're going to be able to race them. But of course, as soon as I hear anything, I will let you guys know because I'm really anxious to race my ETH horse. You can still race your crow horses if you have them, but ETH horses are on the back burner right now. And of course, aside from the lazy world, they do have other worlds, and they're doing some work on those. And I know you guys are patient. Thanks for being patient. I'm saying on their behalf. I just know that they have a lot going on over there. Same with House of Clowns. There's been a lot going on, with their world as well. So they basically originally started as part of the Lazy World. And when the whole barn staking issue happened with Lazy World, was right as clowns were releasing their haunted mansion. And so, in order to not be involved with the hassle that was happening over at Lazy World, they decided that they would keep clowns as its own individual world. And so, when the mansion was first minted, it was initially going to be part of that Lazy World, and it was going to sit on a lot of the same programming as the Lazy World. Now, because they decided to keep it separate, given the horse staking issue, it meant that now they had all of the front end ready to be minted, and a lot of us already bought. I think I have like, I don't know how many I have. I think I have six, six haunted mansion rooms. But basically, they need to duplicate that back end that Lazy World has and bring it over to Clowns now. So they're just having to reduplicate, and of course, there are costs associated with that, which they were not figuring that they were going to have. So I know that the devs, Flomo and Buddy, who are personal friends of mine, and I'm in touch with them. I just spoke with Buddy again yesterday. They are working their butts off away from keyboard in their personal lives to get the money together. They're not asking the community to do it at all because the community has already invested by purchasing mansions, minting them. Of course, we don't have access to them yet. They're going to get this back end finished themselves, so they're raising the money to do that, which is phenomenal of them because a lot of people will just rug out on a project, but they're still here and they're still working very hard to get that done. So we're looking at maybe in the next month or two. I do know that the guys have also been going through a couple of issues. Flomo, was letting us all know that he's still here. He's going through a divorce on top of everything else, and yet he's still here hard with the project. So I think that early early, maybe January, February, we should be able to see something from House of Clowns as well, with getting access to the Haunted Mansion rooms once they get that back end developed for themselves. And again, not relying on Lazy World just to keep it separate. But ultimately, same head developer, the big boss. So it's like he's spread a little thin because now he's not just overseeing one metaverse, but two metaverses, but one being Lazy and one being Clowns. So it's a lot to take on. But again, thank you to everybody for being so patient with all of that. But yeah, 2023, we're going to see something. And this, we just all have to be patient and stick together. But that's what it's all about. As long as these devs keep working, that's what the bear markets are for, right? So we just try to give them encouragement and let them know that we're not going anywhere as holders either, and we're still hanging in there. So yeah, let's see what they can come up with, and be ready to race some horses and party with some clowns and do some music festivals and other great things. All right, guys. So I've been here for half an hour. Half an hour is a good little update for Monday night. I am going to try to change format a little bit. Probably starting next week. I know I said I was going to do it this week, but I've actually been really under the weather, and so thanks for being patient with me. But yeah, basically, I want to do something where you guys can come in and maybe integrate with Twitter Spaces, so you guys can talk in real time, and we can just all communicate and share together. But for now, again, seeing as that I'm under the weather, I'm gonna head off, and I'm also gonna make some dinner for my family. So thanks for joining. Again, if you haven't checked out the pros, go and check them out. Alpha Unit. Again, that's at. Let me put this up here so you can all see it. Give you the address. It's at, there you go, PARAWERX.com. So all you need to do is go to that website, and the alphas will show right up on your screen, and you can click that to go and mint your alphas. And I'm sure you'll love them. I'm still holding out. I have a particular one that I really, really like. So I'm waiting to pick up my second, but maybe in the next day or two. I'm just keeping an eye on them and grab another one. But I hope everybody had a wonderful holidays, and I hope that you all stay safe across the new year. Don't forget, guys, that tomorrow is Para's first anniversary birthday. We are going to try to get a live stream happening. Alex be hosting that on the Para YouTube official channel. I do believe we have that slated for 8 o'clock. Yep, and he's confirmed that in our Para Telegram channel as well, that it will be Para Birthday live tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern on Para official YouTube. We'll be dropping a graphic into the Telegram for you guys to be able to share that out, and we'll do some celebrations, and maybe we'll even have some giveaways. Let's see what's possible tomorrow for Para's anniversary. Thanks for joining, guys. I appreciate all of you for being here, and I will see you in Telegram, and I'll catch you tomorrow night on Para's YouTube. Stay safe, everybody.